Good afternoon, everyone. This is a tropical update here for August 25th, 2022. We still have multiple disturbances to talk about right now in the Atlantic, including the one that is still expected to be heading into the Caribbean and then potentially into the Gulf and forming into a tropical storm later next week. As you can see right now, we're looking at the satellite imagery here for August 25th this afternoon, about 2:20 p.m. Central Daylight Time, and as you can see, we have disturbance one over here. This is currently right over the Barbados area, right over the Lesser Antilles pretty much, and I'm not totally sure where the center is, but the center is somewhere over here right near Barbados right now. This is expected to be heading into the Caribbean, and it does have a small chance of developing within the next 5 days, but as we pass over those next 5 days, the chance could definitely increase over time. We do have a big time tropical wave here that isn't highlighted as a disturbance, but I do think that is also a tropical wave. But we have also a disturbance 2, which is another tropical wave. So technically we have 3 tropical waves right now in the Caribbean and the main development region, and as you can see, this one looks to be the most healthy right now, the one that is not highlighted by the National Hurricane Center. Which, speaking of the National Hurricane Center, let's go ahead and look at that right now. As you can see, we have a 5-day graphical tropical weather outlook, and we do have the one that is near the Caribbean or just entering the Caribbean that does have a 20% chance of a cyclone formation in 5 days. Again, not updated anything from yesterday, and we still do have that 20% chance of a cyclone formation in 5 days for disturbance 2 that is now west of the Africa coastline. Nothing updated yet, but I still do think that these chances are going to be increasing over time, especially the one near in the Caribbean right now. That does have some very volatile ingredients to really head into potentially forming into tropical cyclone late next week or into early September. Let's go and look at the latest GFS model. We're also going to be looking at the updated European model for today's runs, and let's go ahead and move forward here. So as you can see, we have the tropical waves currently, and we are moving forward, and as you can see, the low pressure system, that tropical wave that is currently in the Caribbean, moves northwestward. It kind of disappears, it reappears, and as you can see, it heads into the Gulf here according to the 12Z run from the GFS. And as you can see here, it is in the Gulf here, just north of Campeche, and this does go a little more northward into Mexico there around Monday, September 5th. That is 270 hours out from now, so that will probably change. But again, a lot of these models have been giving hints that we do see a tropical wave go into the Gulf of Mexico here in early September, but we just don't know where in the Gulf of Mexico. So we will keep you updated on that. We do have the tropical wave here that does potentially strengthen a little bit, but then weakens. But then we see it really come back from the dead here, where we do see another tropical wave here in the Caribbean around September 8th. And this is about 330 hours out from now, so a very long time out from now. But as you can see, multiple tropical systems that do come out of the Caribbean here in early September. Now that's just according to the GFS model, and the GFS model does tend to overhype some things. So we're going to be looking at the European model, which doesn't go very far out, especially this run. So we'll be going ahead and look at the 00Z run, which is about the most updated right now for the longest run here. So let's go ahead and move forward, see what its opinion is on these. As you can see, it doesn't really show up with much from that one system in the Caribbean right now, but it does show these tropical waves currently coming off of Africa. They really do pick up in early September, and we even possibly might even see a tropical storm here by September 3rd here just east of Puerto Rico. We also do have a very broadened system here around September 3rd. Again, just yet another tropical wave here just behind these two that we will have to watch very closely in early September. Day by day, we keep getting updates, and I think things are just looking more and more active here for early September, even though we've seen a very quiet season so far throughout June, July, and now August is still a very quiet season. We still haven't seen Danielle, or I think over 50 days we haven't seen another named storm. So very quiet season so far, but I think things are going to get active again, like I've been saying. Here's the North Atlantic vorticity here for about 850 millibars. So we are just above the surface here, probably about 150 millibars above the surface. And as you can see, we do have some increased vorticity within these tropical waves here. And also in the Caribbean, we have increased vorticity. These are definitely very tropical waves. Now, this one is not, it doesn't have much vorticity. It definitely is a very little amount of vorticity. But as the days go on, as it enters some more moist areas, there's pretty much no dry air in the Gulf right now, and as well as no shear, very favorable shear values that's going to be entering in the Caribbean, much of the Caribbean here. And we can even look at this dry air layer, and as you can see, the Saharan air layer, we do have a lot of dry air, kind of a dip. We have a lot of moisture in this kind of blob, and we also do have a little bit of moisture staying still over here just west of Africa. Now, as you can see, this tropical wave currently has a lot of cloud cover with it, which may protect it a little bit as it goes through this little weak blob of dry air. This isn't really any strong dry air that this is going to be going through, but it is going to affect it a little bit as it does head westward throughout much of the Caribbean here. Now, as it does approach the Gulf of Mexico, we are going to have a lot of moisture there waiting for it if it does survive this weak blob of dry air, and that may be a concern later on in early September. Again, here's a Saharan air layer. Of course, we have a lot of that Saharan air pretty much coming off of Africa, most of northern Africa, but there's not really any dry air coming off the southern half, where these tropical systems typically develop in the main development region. As you can see, we do have a lot of moist air where these are currently developing, but as you can see, as these do head westward, we do have a large chunk here of a lot of that dust, which definitely will affect it as it moves westward later on. But a lot of the Saharan air is actually moving westward, so this could definitely move out of the area and bring it some clearing to some more moist air as it does make also its approach into much more of the central Atlantic. We will keep you updated as days go by. Of course, we still do not know much about these tropical systems. We still do not know exactly where they're going to go, so just stay tuned to these video updates. Turn on post notifications if you do subscribe to the channel, which will be very much appreciated to keep you updated with these daily videos on the tropics. Also, share this video with any friends or family. Again, things will change very frequently as we do get closer to when these systems will make impact to some areas. That's when typically we know exactly what's going to happen. But right now, when they're in the middle of the Caribbean, when they're in the middle of the Atlantic, the main development region, we really do not know much until they make a closer approach to their landfall spot or fish storm, or some of these tropical waves could be fish storms. So we really don't know until later on. So as always, I'll see you in the next one. Stay safe.